As AFCON 2025 in Morocco comes to a close, African football isn't slowing down. It's shifting to East Africa. What you're seeing right now is the future of Africa Cup of Nations. These aerial images show Talanta Sports City Stadium in Nairobi, nearing completion and preparing to take center stage at the AFCON 2027. It's nearing completion, and we are at the center stage here of the next edition of the Africa Cup of Nations. This stadium is nearing completion, and it's going to be one of the venues that will be hosting that event, a historic event hosted between Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania, a true depiction that these three African nations, East African nations, are ready to host that particular edition. Now, welcome to the live stream. My name is Mohammed Abubakar. Do feel free to engage with us on our social media platforms during this live stream. Send your comments, questions, and we'll try as much as possible to give you as much information as possible about this stadium and also the Africa Cup of Nations in 2027. This is expected to be a 60,000-seater FIFA-standard stadium, but it's more than just a venue. It's a symbol of a shared vision and growing confidence that the region is indeed ready for the global football spotlight. From cutting-edge technology, training of locals in terms of skills, job creation, the impact is already huge, long before the first whistle goes. And to make us understand more about how this vision has come to reality, I'm joined by Selina, who is the Public Relations Manager of this project. Selina, thank you so much for your time today.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
You good?
I'm very good.
I want you to just paint a picture to us on how this project came about, from the design and thought of it to the construction phase. What usually goes around that period?
It's usually a very long process, but just to break it down for you, the moment our president won the bid to be able to host the AFCON, the bidding started. Different contractors were given the opportunity to bid for the works.
Yes.
China Road and Bridge Corporation, being a very big company with enough capacity to build such complex stadiums, they won the bid, and that is how we came here. From 1st March to now, as you can see, we are currently at 80.4%, and the work is still ongoing. Yes.
Selina, what do you think was the inspiration behind this magnificent stadium? What do you think the designer was trying to communicate to the world?
From my experience in interacting with the different engineers and architects, I've known that as Kenyans, we take pride in our flag. That's why you see most of the Kenyans wear the Kenyan flag on their hands.
Yeah.
And by the time we were designing the stadium, we needed everyone to ensure that this stadium, you can feel the pride and unity as a nation, and also showcasing that we're able to host such big games in future and even now.
Selina, the exterior of this stadium already looks beautiful. Like, one could think it's already complete. Obviously, construction is still active on the inside. Maybe give us a little bit of what kind of special features does this stadium have?
We have a cutting-edge design. As you can see all around the stadium, especially, I will take you to focus on the roofing. We have a tough roofing surface.
Yes.
This is one of its kind in East Africa. There's none that has been ever seen before. And also, we've tried to be simple as well. As you can see, the facade forms a circle. If you look at it, it looks like a football ball. So we wanted you, as you come to the stadium, as you view the football matches, you also have a feel of that by just viewing the stadium. Yes.
And the design features that stand out, obviously, we have the shield. You mentioned it. How important was it to just have that element as well, in terms of just, showing your identity?
Like I say, as Kenyans, as a Kenyan myself, I take pride in my country and in our national flag. It not only has beautiful colors, but it also represents something much deeper than that. And when we wanted, the moments that we wanted people to come here and view the stadium, we wanted them, the first thing they should see is the shield of Kenya, showing a unity and strength. and that is why it's all round. It's situated on 8 different places,
All
and on
right.
those 8 different places, you'll find the entrances to the stadium.
Oh,
Yes.
interesting. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a mark in a way,
Yes.
and also part of the design.
Yeah. So all you have to do is when you go around, the moment you identify a shield, you know that is where you're supposed
That's a
to
gate.
enter. Yes.
Very interesting. That's really smart.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the timeline. This project was intended to take 24 months. We are well in those 24 months as we speak. What do you think has contributed to the level of efficiency in building this structure? As I'm aware, you're still going to deliver it within that time.
Yeah, we will. What happened faster? During the time that we were constructing the main structure, that is the concrete work, there were out of the site, there were some fabrications that were taking place in the different factories. So after the fabrications happened, the materials were brought on site, and now what was next is assembling the materials. We also work 24 hours. That is, we have day and night shift. We also have in the site, we have the contractor, we have the project management team, and we have the client. So having all these people in a station like here, it's easier for them to do the inspection on time, and the approvals are done on time. Plus, CRBC as a company as well, it has the manpower and the capacity and resources to ensure that this can be delivered within the specified timelines.
Selina, this is a very unique stadium in that there's no running track, and we're used to having running tracks in stadiums, especially across Africa.
Yeah.
It's a football-first stadium. What do you think went on, especially safety for the spectators and also sightlines? Were all these things considered in the design, you think?
Yeah, everything was considered, especially matter safety is very important to us. As you can see, before you reach the pitch, there'll be an installation of a barrier to ensure that the spectators do not jump on the pitch. Because, football fans, sometimes they can get carried away.
Emotions and all, yeah.
They want to join in on the fun.
Yes.
So we ensure that there'll be that safety barrier so that someone is not able to jump through the fence or through the barrier and reach the pitch. As you can see around the stadium, we've also put strategically some barriers so that people do not fall, because there's a gradient from the last tier to the top tier. You can see there's a slope when it comes to the gradient.
Yeah.
It's so steep, so there are barriers all around to ensure that nobody falls over. Yeah.
All right. And in terms of the design, Selina, were there any major changes in the construction process? If yes, maybe why? Or were there minor changes? I know these things do happen.
Yeah. It does happen. During constructions, there's always 1 or 2 changes. The changes that I can refer to are 2 changes. Mostly they were done because of safety concerns. Initially, all around the stadium, there's a 30-meter boulevard. The 30-meter boulevard, there was an introduction of a perimeter fence so that we can control accessibility in the site. And there are also tensile styles around the stadium so that the moment people enter the stadium, they're able to be directed to their zones or to the correct seats. We have plazas. We have 4 plazas. We have the Northern Plaza, Eastern Plaza, Western Plaza, and the Southern Plaza. The initial design had staircases, but because of safety concerns, according to FIFA, in the event there's an emergency, people are supposed to be to exit within 8 minutes.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I've learned something.
we ensure there's a ramp all through so that in the event that there's an emergency, people can easily move out without any stampedes. Yes.
I was reliably informed, Selina, that there's also areas that have been designed for people with disabilities. You mentioned accessibility there in your answer. And how important was that also in terms of inclusion of all types of spectators?
We needed to ensure that everyone feels included. It doesn't matter who you are, everyone can be a fan of football. So as you can see, the first tier, that is the first floor, all around there are ramps all around them to ensure that the PWD are able to access the stadium easily.
Yes.
Yeah.
Selina, as we can see on the pitch area, that's where the majority of the activity is happening right now. I'm seeing some gravel. I'm seeing you've already dug something here. I'm interested, what kind of pitch is going to be installed here? And does it meet, obviously, the CAF and FIFA standards?
What you should know is in everything that we do, we ensure that we meet the CAF standards and FIFA standards. So we are adapting a hybrid system. A hybrid system is a combination of
Yes.
two grasses. That is the natural Bermuda grass and the artificial turf grass.
All right.
The reason why, as to why we adapted this, is because during the time that players are playing, it ensures that there's grip and there's a reduction or limited wear and tear. And also when it comes to recovery, it's easily recoverable.
Oh,
Yes.
fantastic. Especially hosting major events.
Yeah,
Obviously, a lot of football will be played in a short amount of time.
yes.
That's very interesting, Selina. Let's just delve into climate factors. You can see the roofing, absolutely stunning. Maybe just talk a little bit about some of these designs, from roofing to drainage system. Were climate factors also put into the design?
As a Kenyan,
Yeah.
you know that we don't have extreme temperatures or
Yes.
extreme weather conditions.
Yeah.
We don't go through the 4 seasons like other people do. It's either hot or dry, and it's not extremely hot or extremely dry.
Yeah.
So as you can see, the taffron roof only covers the spectator areas. This is to protect the people from the scorching sun and the rain. All around the stadium, you can see there are open louvers. This ensures that there's free flow of air in and out.
Yes.
And around the stadium, we've also ensured that there are slopes so that runoff can easily be managed, so that they can be able to be directed into the drainage system.
Oh, fantastic! And in terms of how this stadium is going to be used beyond the football, has it been designed to be sustainable, to host other sports maybe, and even different events? As we all know, stadiums are used for other events as well.
Yeah, they're used for other events. It's not only AFCON. AFCON was the vision. It
Yes.
is what ensured that we were able to do the stadium. But after AFCON is done, the stadium can be used for local matches. That is, the local football teams can use it for training and
Yes.
other football matches. We can use it for commercial purposes as well. Different organizations can be able to come here to lease the stadium so that they can do their own events. But my favorite will be the concerts that you're going to have here. The last time,
Yeah.
Chris Barr was not able to come here. But now I know he will not say that we don't
Yes.
have the capacity to host him. So those people, those managers, the ones who are able to organize, they should now reach out to him. Tell them this Talanta
No
Stadium
questions
here.
on sustainability as
No.
well. Let's talk a little bit about job creation. So you can see majority of the workers here are locals. Talk a little bit about how the contractor has created jobs for the locals here.
So since inception, that is 1st March
Yes.
2024, we have been able to employ over 4,000 workers. Like I said, we usually work a day and night. So that means we need a lot of people to be able to ensure that we beat the timelines. There's on-site training. The local workers who are here are able to learn from the expatriates. Whatever they learn from here, they're able to apply in this project and in future projects.
Yes.
We also have upgrade programs. The upgrade programs ensure that the laborers who have gained skills
Yeah.
are now semi-skilled, and they're able to climb up the ladder and also earn more salary. Other than that, China Road and Bridge Corporation has a policy to ensure that there's good coexistence between them and the community around. So
Alright.
we've been able to do different CSR projects. The last CSR project that we did was late last year. During December, we were able to donate to different orphanages. The reason as to why we came up with that is because we wanted them to feel the joy and love that people feel during the Christmas season.
Fantastic. Selina, let's go back to the stadium. How do you think this stadium will impact or influence future sports infrastructure in the region? Is it a game changer?
It is a game changer. Since we started the stadium, we've been able to host different schools and organizations, different engineering bodies and architectural bodies. They've been coming to the stadium, trying to learn from our architects and our engineers on the different design concepts that are available. We believe that from them seeing this stadium, they're able to have creativity and they're able to see whatever visions they've been having, it can be implemented and they're able to do it. So this stadium is also a landmark
Yes.
and a national symbol, I can say.
Fantastic. Selina, before I let you go, I want to know, are you a football fan?
I'm not a football fan, but there are concerts.
Yeah,
I'm very happy for the concerts.
But just talk to me about your excitement. I mean, this is going to be the first time this region hosts the Africa Cup of Nations, Kenya in particular. How excited are you as a Kenyan that such a prestigious competition comes to our country in 2027?
Like I say, I'm not a football fan, but considering we're able to host such a big event, is something that most Kenyans thought it was just a dream. But now we're able to do it. We're able to implement the designs, and we're able to host big matches in future. And Kenyans will also be put in the map. The stadium is being shown everywhere. So now people know in Kenya, there's a lot of things that are happening. Not only the stadium, but the moment they come here, they can also learn about the culture. So we are able to share the culture as Kenyans. They can also see how Kenyans are so friendly and just good people in general.
Well, thank you so much, Selina, for giving us a picture of what has happened here in the last 2 years. That was Selina giving us an insight of what has been going around this stadium, and that is nearing completion. Now, do not go anywhere, because I have another special guest in just a few moments. Remember, you can also participate in the live stream. Send us your comments, questions, and we'll try as much as possible to give you more information. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back to the live stream. Now I'm joined by former Kenya international Musa Otieno. He's represented the Kenya national football team for years and captained the nation to Africa Cup of Nations as well, and many other international matches during his career. Now, we've talked about the infrastructure. We've had a guest from the contractors, but we now want to talk football matters. And as you can see, we've changed formations a little bit so that I can keep up with the height of Musa Otieno. Thank you so much, Musa, for joining our live stream. I'd like us to start with just your emotions and feelings as Africa Cup of Nations coming to this region for the first time, to Kenya for the first time. What do you feel about, how this is going to impact football and footballers in the region?
I think first of all I can say thanks for the opportunity to come and share about football, because when I look at the memories we played long time ago, it is totally different with now, because now Cup of Nations is here in Kenya, and it is a very good opportunity first of all for the young players, for the guys who love football, for the region, and for people like us who played football and retired. I wish that it was like 30 years ago, playing at such magnificent field like this one. But again, it's a great honor to be here and to talk about Kenyan football.
As a player, as a retired professional, now a coach, how important is it for development of footballers to play in modern state facilities such as this one that is nearing completion?
I think first of all is just to thank the government and the two governments who have come together, because we always talk about for us to improve football, we need to first of all have the infrastructure, and we talk about the stadiums, we talk about the coaches, and we can see that years when we played, the football was something like a football, but now you can see with the modern football, the infrastructure, first of all, the pitch is there, it's just a matter of the players to get that opportunity and say that, hey, less injuries. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah. You've mentioned injuries Musa, and it's very important for us to talk about the playing surface. We've seen these days that playing surface has adopted new technologies. Maybe, as Selina mentioned, it's going to be a hybrid pitch. I don't know if you managed to play in a hybrid pitch during your playing days, but how excited are you to have such new technology, for reasons such as, reducing injuries for players and all that?
I think first of all, if you look at people like us, we struggle a lot for us to be this model of football, and you can see that things are changing, and they're changing through the good model of football, and with the pitches, you can see 50% synthetics, 50% is the grass. But again, you'll see that the quality of the play, in a sense of, players need to go there and enjoy, wherever you're going to see a football match, the ground itself, the surrounding itself, in a sense that you don't need to have any excuse that you are struggling with the ball or you're struggling with the field. And then it is modern. When you look at Europe, when you look at the countries which are more developed, they're having pitches like these ones. For us, we are there supporting all those big names, but now it is happening into our nation. We're having kind of those fields. It's we as coaches to come and produce good players because the pitch is okay.
Musa, you've been someone who has seen the growth and the evolution of football from your playing days now to the touchline. What are the most important things for footballers when a stadium is being constructed?
I think first of all, if you look at the one which you're having now is a model one, in a sense that you can see that the fans are just closer to you. In a sense that, when you're playing at home, I wish I was there that day when Kenya is playing the first match into a stadium like this one, because now the fans are there closer to you. It's for you now to be less under pressure, to find that now football is just there. This is a football pitch. For you to go and play football, in a sense that people are closer to you to support you. And, I can't wait to see the first match when Kenya play into this field.
And how important also is such infrastructure to the growth of the game overall in the country?
I think first of all, when you look at even with the government itself, because these are stadiums which are going to bring in some incentive. On the economy side, the government is going to enjoy. Wherever going to have big matches. There's a time when Kenya were going to play in Uganda, we were going to play in South Africa, so we didn't have the pitches, but now we're having 3, and this is like the model one, in a sense that now the players are going to be like, this is a pitch for my wish, in a sense that for you to come and play in this Raila Odinga Stadium, it's like we're playing in Wembley. This is the highest of the highest in Kenya. Definitely. For you to go and play football there, people need to come and enjoy. You need to come and entertain. Everything is okay. And just for you, I always say, if you know football, you know football. If you don't know, and I believe that the kind of field we are having, the growth of football is going to go to another level. As coaches to come in and play, kids will want to play in such stadium like this one. That is our dream.
Now, of course, we're looking forward to 2027, Musa. Let's talk a little bit about the Africa Cup of Nations that just concluded. Obviously, Morocco are also a model country in terms of new infrastructure, modern infrastructure like this one. What did you make of the quality of football that was played at AFCON 2025?
As if when you talk about the AFCON 2025, I can show you one of the pictures which I played with.
Oh, fantastic! You came with this?
Yeah, some of them.
Oh, this is good.
This was 2004.
Wow!
When I was playing with Mustafa Haji. This was.
Can the cameraman get this one for me? This is amazing. When was this, Musa?
Some years in 2004.
2004. Okay. This is Cup of Nations.
In a sense that when you look at what for them, they were like seeing what is happening in Europe and whatever they're doing down. This is just before. And now, after, for us to come and play in a pitch like this one, I'm saying, football will change. The oomph will be there. Everybody, Kenyans are passionate of new things. And, the stadium is in that caliber, when you look at the EPL and whatever. But this is something which is on our side. I feel like we'll see good football.
Musa, I'm seeing you've come with a number of photos here. Do you mind sharing with us some of these and just tell us?
Not for sure, because...
Where were they taken? And just take us through your playing days a little bit.
Playing for the national team 105 games, it is a journey.
I'll help you with this one.
When you look at this photo, first of all, this is Kenya versus Tunisia at Kasarani. Look at the surface. We are keeping on improving and improving. It's not like we are playing bad football, but again, we can see that with the kind of stadium which we had at that time, it was during our days. This is Kenya versus Tunisia. And then we look at now the Cup of Nations, when Kenya were playing against Mali in Tunisia again, 2004 Cup of Nations. I was the captain of the Kenya national team.
You have been the captain.
So look at the surface. But that was then. But I think as we're having the best now, which is coming in, You know?
Awesome, awesome.
And then the next game, which again as a captain, Kenya versus Senegal, most of the guys, the coach who's now coaching
The actual champions now. So
for them, they've seen something which was before us, and again, surface comes in, and we'll just talk about the surface and the cup. For you to host a Cup of Nations,
and this was in North Africa, yeah?
This was in North Africa. Now, secondly, this is Kasarani. I was a specialist of playing kicking penalties for the Kenya national team. This is Kenya versus Guinea. And you can see now the passionate of the fans who came in to support us, but again with the surface and everything is there. This is my young days when I was playing in South Africa. This is a professional team which I played for 15 good years in South Africa. Again, the infrastructure there is, they had the 2010 World Cup, and you can see now with our 3 main stadium again here in Kenya. We are going there and we are reaching there.
So this is the team photo.
This is the boys who are like, generation to generation. You can see that the young Dennis Oliech was playing for the national team. And again, this is Kenya versus Tunisia. Again, this was my last game which I played, and then I retired, and then come back again for the national team.
For the national team.
This is the memories which I did for the national team. For us, fighting hard, and then for now, we are hosting a Cup of Nations. This is like a World Cup of Africa. And for you to retire even without playing for the World Cup, for me, I feel like we have not played football. But Cup of Nations here is Kenya. Is here. You can see that the stadium is magnificent. You can see that everything is okay here. Just for us to come and enjoy.
Musa, just remaining on this photo, I can see some really good players here that I know. This was a formidable team. What do you think this team could have done if they would be participating in the Africa Cup of Nations in 2027?
But for us, we always say that with the growth of football, first of all, it's the coaching education, which you need to invest to. Secondly is the infrastructure, the stadiums like this ones, because we still believe that I pray that even in Mombasa, we need to have something like this, because football is there too on the coastal side. For us to have the stadiums which are going to, as coaches, to bring that talent which is coming from the early age to the bigger stadiums. Because I remember the last time when we played in 1997, we played Kenya versus Nigeria. It was in Kasarani. Our surface was so good.
Was not so good.
I think the stadium really favored us that day in a sense that it was awesome. But again, we are here.
Yes.
This is the new generation. We support it. We thank His Excellency Dr. William Ruto, again as the president, to be part of the initiative which is here at the stadium. Again, football in Kenya is going to grow.
You've been part of the game in Kenya and the region as well, because you're a coach now, Musa.
Yes.
And what message do you have for the young and upcoming footballers who can now see facilities are coming up such as this one? Obviously, you expect to have a legacy that will continue past 2027. Maybe what's the message to players and also to stakeholders that build such magnificent stadiums?
I think first of all is to thank each and everyone who was part of my career, until I played at the age of 37, finishing. And I think it's people like us and whoever is in a good position with the corporates, the government, what kind of a legacy are you going to leave behind? Because you've been given that opportunity. If it is for you to come and make stadiums like this one, hey, this is what you're looking for. To the young player who's there, anything is possible. You just need to get your dream. You get people who can help you, people who can walk with you. Because if Musa can play all those 105 games, what about you? We need people who has dreams. We need coaches. We need to educate these kids. We need to give them good training sessions for them to be where God wants them to be into this world.
Before I let you go, Musa, this picture also stands out for me. Of course, you're scoring a goal here. There's the crowd behind, and we know East Africans, Kenyan fans are very passionate. What message do you have to football lovers in Kenya and the region ahead of the Africa Cup of Nations in 2027?
I think, first of all, this is just a message to me as a former captain, somebody who has played football in Kenya and both in South Africa, to the 3 East African countries. It is our time. We need to support each and every game which is there into our continent. We have seen what has happened to the other continent or to the other nation. Football is ours. Football is here for us to see where we have come from and what we can do. Can we just come together and do the best of Cup of Nations? Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. We're going to be there as ex-international, as Kenyans. Let's make our region proud.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Captain Musa Otieno. He's not only been the captain of the Kenya Harambee Stars team, but he's also the most capped Kenyan player in international football. So thank you so much, Captain Musa, for your time. We are done with the interior part of the stadium in this live stream. I'd like to now hand it over to my colleague Penina Karibi, who is on the outside of the stadium, to take you around this magnificent stadium as well. Stay tuned.
Talanta Sports City, a new landmark, is set to rise in Nairobi, the capital of Kenya. This project is a professional football stadium with a capacity of 60,000 people, fully meeting FIFA standards and capable of hosting world-class football events. Once completed, it will become the most modern professional stadium in Africa. The project covers an area of 45.64 hectares and is located in southwest of Nairobi. Gong Road to the north provides convenient transportation, and a forest to the south offers a superior geographical location. The stadium will serve as the main venue for the opening ceremony and key matches of the 2027 Africa Cup, providing an unparalleled sports feast for fans worldwide. It is also designed to meet the requirements for rugby matches, making it ideal for large concerts and events and a leisure and entertainment space for the public. The stadium's exterior design incorporates elements of Kenya's traditional Maasai shield and spear culture, combining grandeur with excellence. Its main structure is made of steel and concrete, with the canopy adopting a lightweight cable membrane structure. This ensures the building's stability and durability, while adding a touch of lightness and agility to the stadium. The project's total construction area is 98,150 square meters, with a maximum building height of 56 meters and 5 above-ground floors. Construction includes the main stadium, outdoor training fields, landscaping, and supporting facilities. The volume of work and structural complexity are significant, and construction will be carried out using full scaffolding support systems. Some formwork heights exceed 39 meters. The quality and safety of this project will be ensured through rigorous verification by industry experts. The steel structure weighs about 10,000 tons. Upon arrival on site, the steel components will first be laid out for pre-assembly in rationally divided sections, followed by segmented hoisting and assembly. It is planned to model the entire steel structure system to guide component production and on-site installation, ensuring precise positioning of structural components and nodes. The roof uses a large-span cable membrane structure, a new technology widely used in stadiums nowadays. It is energy efficient, environmental friendly, and aesthetically pleasing, but has high construction requirements and a challenging cable shaping process. The project's perimeter features a complex aluminum curtain wall, about 50 meters high, with numerous curved and 3D-shaped components. During the design, construction, and installation, computer 3D simulation will be fully utilized, detailing the production and installation of each rod and aluminum panel. The project also involves highly specialized areas, such as sports facilities and floodlighting. Top professional construction teams will be assembled to ensure high-quality completion. The project's total planned construction period is 24 months, posing a tight schedule and heavy tasks. To ensure timely completion, BIM technology will be planned to use for design and construction collaboration, reducing construction interference and improving efficiency. Talanta Sports City project is a fusion of technology and art, a stage for challenges and innovations. In the future, it will become a shining jewel of African football, writing a new chapter in the development of African sports culture.
Hi Hi everyone, and welcome back to our live stream from the Talanta Sports City in Nairobi, Kenya. I am Penina Karibem, standing right outside the Talanta Stadium. Now, earlier on when my colleague Mohammed was live, one of you asked, what does Talanta mean? That is actually a Kiswahili word that translates into talent in English. And it's not befitting really when you look at what's happening or what's going to happen in this stadium. This is going to be one of the primary venues for the 2027 AFCON. Currently under construction, as you can see. Construction began in March of 2024. I'm told we're almost completing that, but we'll be talking about that a little bit later. But let me just tell you a little bit about this stadium. It is 54 meters high. That translates into roughly the height of an 18-story building. So that's quite really big. I hear it's got what people are calling a rotating roof. So we'll want to talk more about that. We'll also talk about the technology involved in the construction of this stadium, why it is called the Green Stadium, which of course will be the best seats in the stadium for the 2027 AFCON, and also very crucially, especially at this time, the safety of the workers, because at the peak of its construction, it had 3,300 workers here. 2,000 of them, I'm told, working throughout the day, 1,200 of them throughout the night. So we are going to get more information. I'm joined by the Deputy Project Manager of the China Road and Bridge Corporation, Mr. Pong Chuan Geng. Thank you very much for joining us, sir.
Thank you, madam. Welcome. Hello, everyone.
Right. So just before we get into this station,
Yeah.
I just want to remind everybody that you can share your comments with us, your questions as well. Share your thoughts as well, what you think about everything using our platforms. We are on YouTube, we're on Twitter, and we are also on Facebook. All right. So Mr. Pang,
Yes.
let's begin right here.
No problem.
What is this? Talk to us about it as we go inside.
Let's go, please.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So what is this exactly?
This is a safety station to make sure to do a training to all the laborers to let them know what they should do to secure their safety during the work.
Right. It looks very colorful.
Yes.
Let's begin here because I see we have ropes. And I think what I love about this station is because a lot of times we just see the end product. We don't really see the preparation, all of the hard work that goes into this. So here we see the various ropes that I guess you use. When I read here, normal use, prohibited use. Talk to us about why this critical station or this critical specific training is so critical for the people that are here constructing this stadium. What does it mean?
No problem. And the safety training is essential to this project. Especially we have many complex steel structure, and also there are many heavy lifting operations. A healthy wire rope will ensure the workers' life and will ensure keep construction doing good and also in up to the quality standards. Safety is about prevention, not cure.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so let's talk about, you said heavy lifting.
Yes.
So I see there's a lot of differently labeled ropes here. Which one is used to lift the really heavy stuff?
Normally, different tasks will require the ropes with a different weight capacity. Mm-hmm. And normally, a wire rope should take more weight than the object being lifted. What we can see, this one, normally we lift some maybe concrete and maybe some material to the high roof place.
So all of these ones here?
Yes, all
Okay.
here. If for the heavier ones, maybe we just take a more quantity, or maybe we need 2 or 3 pieces, even more pieces, to make sure every steel structure can be lifted on time and stable.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so how do you ensure that a rope is not retired, so to speak? It can no longer be used.
Okay?
Yeah.
You know, how to estimate is it is not a feeling and it is not a guesswork. We have a special standards to inspect. And every day we have people, we have full-time inspectors to do the regular inspection. We check the wear and we check the age. We check the broken strands. If any wire rope cannot meet the standards, it will be replaced immediately.
Okay. Is there a golden rule for any single person on this site which they have to memorize before they touch any tool?
Yes, sure it is. Every tools, even every machines, even every equipment before it coming to use, it should be inspected. And we will arrange a special expert team to do the inspection. Especially at last year, we have many big wheel crane, maybe 650 tons. We do a professional inspection. Only every one of the team confirmed the machine, the tools is in good condition and no problem. And then it will be allowed to put into use.
All right. Okay, so let's take a tour of this station because I see there's a lot of things. And one that has captured my attention particularly is of this mannequin here. I like it because it's almost the real height of a, of a grown person.
Yes.
Okay, so what is this that we're looking at here? Talk to us about it.
This is experience of safety protection equipment. A common mistake of a worker he may make during the equipment wearing is his habit and experience. Maybe he will wear it according to some experience, some impression before, but sometimes it's not correct. So we build this equipment to show to all the laborers and all the workers how it should be weared, and to show it in the correct way. And this equipment will make it strict, will make it direct, so they can understand quickly and clearly.
Okay, I like this. So this is the harness. This is used by who exactly? Is it the people who are going up or to support them?
Yes.
What about this vest? What is it? So this is where it's attached.
Yes.
Okay. Talk to us about this costume. What he's wearing, like this is part of what they have
this
to
is what
wear.
part of they have.
Yeah,
yes.
right.
It's like this. Every part of the construction, we will make a special working plan and also a special safety plan, especially for the dangerous work.
Right.
We have created 14 specialized working plan and also safety plan for the dangerous work, like a 54 meters high construction. And each plan requires very strict safety rules. Like here, as we see, double ropes and double hooks. And all the construction plan and the safety plan will be reviewed and also will be approved by expert team before it begins. That's how it looks here.
Okay, I'm curious to know, Mr. Pang.
Yes.
When it comes to the safety instructions that need to be followed, are they uniform or are they different? For example, for the people who are working high up in the stadium, do they follow the same rules as those who are working on the ground, or are the rules different?
As we mentioned just now, every part has its specific safety plan, but the key point we know is the same. Maybe for the other detail, kind of different, but the key point is safety, quality, and work procedures, something like that.
Okay, I like the fact that there's a very keen focus on the safety of employees. I noticed there's a first aid station here, which I think is really, really crucial, especially for the kind of job that you're doing here. So talk to us about this. I mean, is this one of the things that an employee or a worker, the minute they come here, have to be taken through this?
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is an on-site first aid experience board.
Right.
It introduced what kind of hurt we may get here, maybe some injuries, maybe some toxic gas, maybe like we see at the bottom, first aid for heat stroke, especially when sometimes in noontime, Nairobi is a high temperature.
Right.
And firstly, the workers will get trained, will get educated here. And secondly, we also prepared a first aid room near here.
Yeah.
And also there are some professional medical staff who stay there always to secure all the workers in case they have some overheat or some other injured, and they can get immediate care.
Okay. You mentioned something about the heat, and I really like that because it is quite hot right now.
Sure.
and the workers here are doing really hard labor. How do you manage, when we talk about the safety of the employees, how do you manage that, the heat exhaustion and dehydration?
That's good. That's what I'm going to see next.
Right.
Firstly, as we mentioned just now, we have a first aid room there, and some professional medical staff stay inside to secure the immediate care. Secondly, we have put several cool water, clean water tank all over the site to make sure all the workers can get drinked and they can cool themselves to cool down the temperature.
Okay. Right. So now we have the helmets on.
Yes.
I really like that. I saw this station here.
Yes.
And I noticed that it has these little things. JP, I don't know if you can actually show them this because they're actually hanging, they are hanging on all three of these booths. What is this booth about? Explain to us.
As it indicated, it's called the Safety Helmet Impact Experience. This is a high lifting project. Sometimes maybe it has a risk of falling materials. This aim to tell us why we need to wear the helmet correctly. If I wear maybe not incorrect, let me let me show you. Maybe like this, too high or maybe too slow, or maybe to that side, and the material is falling, maybe hit the head directly.
Okay,
like,
so I noticed we have,
yeah.
Which one do I go in? The middle one?
This
one, okay.
Yes.
Let's see.
As we can see, Madame Penny is standing at the middle side.
I am.
If she didn't wear the helmet correctly, maybe a falling material will hurt his head like this. But if she wear correctly, the helmet will protect her from the injury.
Okay.
That's how it works.
I can imagine this falling down from 54 meters high.
Yes.
That would be so dangerous, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so just a quick reminder as we get out of this area. I really love this, by the way. A quick reminder to all of you watching us. You can drop your comments, you can ask your questions, share your thoughts with us on all of our platforms. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're also on YouTube. So this is massive, as I mentioned, such a big space. I'm curious to know the area of this whole area you're occupying. How big is it?
It's around 45 hectares.
45 hectares.
Yes, in total.
Okay. Wow, that is quite huge.
Yes.
Okay, so now this right here, I like to call it the labor competition wall.
Yes.
Why? It actually caught my attention because it doesn't just list what you're supposed to watch out for, all the security protocols he talked about, but it also talks about competition,
yes.
Labor competition. That's interesting. I love the concept. What is that about?
Let me introduce this competition to you.
Yeah.
This competition aims to improve the local workers' skills and safety awareness. It tests their safety skills and tests their efficiency and work procedure and also the quality. The workers will be divided into groups and for elimination rounds, and the best team will win the certificates and prizes.
Oh my goodness, how difficult are those competitions?
It will, that's why the prizes and certificates are attractive. That is also evidence of the good work, of the safety work.
You know what I love? This right here. 3 types world-class enterprise labor competition. 6 comparisons, 6 creations. What are the 6? 6 comparisons, 6 creations.
As it indicated here,
right.
That means different type and different rules. But the key point is to make sure all the laborers, they can work safely and work in high efficiency and high quality.
Okay.
That's a key point.
Let's walk on, see what else is ahead of us. I'm curious to know, Mr. Pong.
Yes, sir. Yes, madam.
These competitions, why are they important? I mean, how do they translate into a quality stadium?
In fact, this stadium, when we are talking about the design at the beginning, we combined many standards. Firstly, we need to meet the FIFA and the CAF standards, and also for the pipes and for the drainage and for the cables, we have some maybe other standards to make it into an international modern stadium to make sure.
Okay, I love that. Look at this, very colorful. I mean, you wouldn't miss it. This guy right here looks like he's working out in a gym.
Yes.
What does this mean? What is this about?
This cartoon picture means that we have many managers and many workers working together at the site. But we not only focus on the work, we work self, we do self. Maybe for me, I'm a deputy manager, I should not only focus on the deputy manager work, I should also focus on the safety work. That means one position, double responsibility. One responsibility for my own work, one responsibility for the safety.
Aha. Do you mix the teams? Is it the Kenyan teams versus Chinese team, or do you mix them up together, the Chinese and the Kenyans, to make one team?
Normally we mix them together, but over 90% are Kenya team. Yes.
That's very nice. So how frequently do these competitions take place?
There is no fixed schedule. It depends on it according to the working progress, but all the workers get trained and get a deep impression on the safety working and the efficiency quality working during the competition. It will make a high quality and safety work a daily habit to them.
I love that. When was the last time you had the competition?
I think it's last year around maybe October.
Last year, October.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not too long ago.
Yes.
Right. So here we are.
Yeah.
What is this in here? What do we have here?
Here is a reception room, and inside there is a significant, amazing model for the stadium. Maybe we can have a look inside.
Sure. I would love that. And just to remind everybody watching us, we want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about all that you've seen today? Mohammed was live from inside the stadium. So here we are on what I call the VIP wall. I'll tell you shortly about that. But just to remind you, send your questions, your comments, your thoughts on our CGTN platforms, that is Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. All right, so Mr. Pan, a lot of famous people on this wall. I think I see Patrice Motsepe, the president of the Confederation of African Football.
Yes.
Gianni Infantino, the president of FIFA.
Yes.
The Kenyan president, I hear he's been here 4 times. Is that true?
Yes.
Wow, this is incredible. Why does this wall exist? What does it mean to you here?
That means there are many boss were visited here before, and they just basically their focus is the same as ours. They will focus on the quality and also safety and also functionality and ESG management, and also whether the stadium can meet the FIFA and the CAF standards. But as we can see, the smile shown on the photo, they highly approved the overall design of this stadium.
Right.
Yes.
We have a comment coming in on Facebook from Bravin Mosetti. Bravin says, wow, nice stadium. Kenya will deliver even more infrastructure enabling project to ferry fans from the airport, road, railway, and hotels for hospitality. That is actually true, because I know for a 60,000 capacity stadium, we need a lot of infrastructure, to host people. Earlier on, you had mentioned to me that there's some roads you're constructing. Can you talk to us a little bit about that? Just how are you going to manage the people coming to this stadium? Right.
Just people normally?
Yeah, like what Bravin is talking about. We have some construction of some roads feeding into the stadium around Nairobi that are coming up, right? For example, here on Ngong Road, we have a construction going on, right? So there isn't going to be a lot of traffic jams for people who want to come here and watch AFCON in 2027.
Yes.
How will that happen?
Okay, as Madam just mentioned now, there will be many crowds, many traffic when the opening ceremony begins. That means we need, let's talk the stadium inside first.
Right.
We have 8 giant shells at the outlook, at the outdoor, at the building, and 8 giant shields means there are 8 entrances. It is not only served as a visual design element, it also directs the crowds go inside and will prevent the congestion.
Okay, here we have the design model. I think they'll better understand what you're talking about. So these are the shields Mr. Pong was talking about.
Yes.
And I've heard that they're not just for pointing out the direction, but as well the ventilation to make sure the stadium is cool. Is that right?
Sure.
Okay. It has been called a green stadium because it has so much grass, as you can see around here.
Yes.
talk to us about this grass. I'm told it's a mix of natural grass and synthetic fiber. Is that so?
Yes.
So how does that work, and how does that gel with the Nairobi climate?
No problem.
Yeah.
You know, for the outdoor grass, it is a natural grass. And I want to point out the inside field grass. It is a mixed system. It is a Bermuda grass and also a synthetic turfs, this mixed system. For the Bermuda grass, it is a widely used grass all over the world, especially for the professional football field. And it will bring the football players a comfort feeling when they are playing the game. And for the synthetic turf, it is good for the drainage. It will also help the Bermuda grass root. They grow healthily. And this combined system drains faster and lasts longer and reduce the maintenance cost.
All right.
Yes.
Another thing that has been talked about this stadium is the roof.
Yes.
The hydraulic tension cable roof.
Yeah.
So I'm told the technology you've used is so advanced that there's only 4 other stadiums using that technology in the world.
Yeah.
Right? Talk to us about that.
This is a world-leading roof structure, and it is made up by the steel structure and the steel wire rope. There are 48 and plus 6 pieces of wire rope together, and the whole roof is supporting by the steel wire. And the steel wire will create the tension to distribute the weight to the other structures to make it more stable. Mm-hmm. And this design aims to make a large open span with no column inside to block the view.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is really incredible.
Yes.
I'd like us to walk outside a little bit because I want us to talk a little bit more about the shields that you talked about.
Sure, please.
They are so huge. Yeah. I mean, you can't really miss them when you walk into the stadium.
Yes.
I want to know how difficult was that? Just, you know, actualizing it into what we are now, the motifs that we are looking at right now. Yeah. How difficult was that from a construction point of view?
You mean which one is
the shields? The shields, yeah, the 8 shields. Oh, okay. You know, yeah.
8 shields is like this. These shields and the spears is a symbol, is a tradition of Kenya culture, right. And it not only will serve as an entrance signal, but also it will be make the stadium into a landmark of Nairobi, a new landmark of Nairobi, and it is also will let the fans. Will let the audience they experience Kenya's culture and history while they're watching the game.
Okay, and speaking of that, as we come to the end of our live stream, what is that one feeling you would love Kenyans to feel when they finally walk into the stadium for the very first time?
I hope they feel amazing and feel proud because this stadium combines modern design, comfort, and a sense of history and culture.
I couldn't top that. I really couldn't top that. So there we have it. This Talanta Stadium, as I said, is going to be one of the primary venues for the 2027 AFCON that will be co-hosted by Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. Of course, we're hoping that you'll be there. We'll be there streaming everything live and just checking and testing out all of that technology that we've heard from Mr. Pang. Thank you very much for being a part of this beautiful, amazing tour. Until next time, bye-bye.